So what's up, everybody? This is your guy, Captain Wolf. I'm sorry, Captain Prophet Wolf from What's Okay Philly chapter. As you can see, I finally got the Wolf Paintball himself, the legend, the myth, the guy
Stop.
himself.
Stop. Just a regular guy.
So now that we're on this podcast, and this is actually dope. I always start with a introduction, Wolf.
Sorry.
Because you're the name Wolf Paintball.
Yeah.
But let's start with the word wolf. Where did that come from?
Um. Yeah, it goes way back. I was sparring in the dojo when I was a youngin,
Mm.
just for like early teen years, and Sifu said, I was wilding a bit, and Sifu said, "Hey, when you fight like a wolf,"
Mm.
and it just stuck. And and I didn't even, I kind of, some of my high school friends use it and stuff like that, and it started out with sparring and the kumite and all that fun stuff, and then um, this is an old school reference, but um, then my it came back again when I was in later years in high school, and they called me Lone Wolf McQuaid,
Mm.
and that's an old Chuck Norris movie,
Wow.
and they call me that because I would take off by myself and always come back with the chick's phone number. So, and then it continued in university. I was in like the karate club and stuff, and I left Canada and went to the States,
Mm.
and you know you know they would either call me Canada or they call me Canadian Wolf.
Mm.
And I said, this it's wolf is just always being part of who I am, type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's not really an it's kind of an alter ego thing, and it's kind of me at the same time, right? I see it as Bruce Wayne and Batman and Tony Stark and Iron Man. They all got their thing, and Wolf is my thing. Always has been, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. So and it just worked in paintball. Quick, easy call sign. Not a ton of people used it when I started back in the day, and it's not something I needed to make up. It was always a part of me, so
Mm.
it's always stuck with me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually a powerful story,
Thank you.
and I do want to share mine.
Please.
Because a lot of people thought that name just came to me like that just happened to come to me in paintball.
Mm.
No, they actually Lone Wolf came from my storm.
Okay.
I had a storm last year. Well, I'm gonna say about 2 years ago. I started in 2020. Well, really in 2020, had a storm that I went through with finding myself.
Mm.
And at that given time, I'm on a paintball team. Of course, my first name was actually the Predator. And they was calling me that because of the way I was moving, the way I was maneuvering woods. It was like they couldn't really catch me or see me.
Yeah.
And
Even works with the hair.
yeah, yeah. So, but something changed in me, and I was starting to become a different person.
Mm.
I started going through different trials with my family, with friends, with people that I've been knowing for years. And that just changed my whole perspective, my whole life changed. And I'm going down this lonely path. And I'm sitting there asking myself, why am I going down this path? Like, what's the reason behind this? I got kicked out of my house. I was going through a finance problem. Like, all these things are killing me. And it was like, man, what's going on? Like, why did this happen to me right now? And I remember praying because I'm also a believer in Christ. I remember praying to God, asking God, like, man, I need some kind of sign. Like,
Yeah.
I need something from you. And I never forget, I read a scripture and it talks about going down a path of righteousness, learning yourself through him. And I read the scripture almost every day. I watch this movie also. It's called Left Behind. It's an old movie that came out back in
Oh,
the early 2000s.
that's not old.
Well, well, you probably talking about the one
Is that
that
the one with Nicolas Cage?
no, that's the one that came out in 2014. It was
Oh, okay.
the first version came out in 1999.
Okay, my bad.
And
Okay,
then the
that's a
second
little
one
old.
came out. Yeah,
Okay.
the second one came out 2001. But anyway, I'm watching this movie and everything, and man, it changed. It just changed my whole life around. It made me believe more, think about people more, and understand that when you're going down a path, you're going down that path alone, and no one else can go with you. So whatever battle you fight, you have to fight it yourself.
Yeah.
And that's when I said, you know what? I think Lone Wolf is a new name for me. And I'll never forget. A few days later after that, I'm listening to this YouTube clip, and it's so inspiring. Talk about the Lone Wolf, going up that hill by himself, and him facing all these demons, all these people, or facing anything that comes his path. Like, you have to be that wolf. You have to have that mentality, that urge to kill, that urge to survive. You have to be that person.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, that's when Lone Wolf kicked in. And when it
That's
kicked
dope.
in, I'm on the paintball field, and man, I started
Nice.
killing it.
I love it.
Yeah.
And that's, I love that. It's great. And it's, it's my spirit animal. It's,
Yeah.
I've got the tattoos and all that. And
Yeah.
it's funny because I have my two brothers. We talked about my brothers earlier. And one's nickname is Black Lion, and the other is Tiger. And it's funny because people like ask, how, why is there, there's two big cats and then you have Wolf. And I said, that's because lions and tigers are in the circus, but you never see wolves in the circus.
Never.
Just the wild, baby. They can't tame that. You know what I mean? So, well, they probably can't, but you know what I mean? It's just a powerful thing for me. And it's always stuck, and it's always just been that power element that I've carried with me. And it just, it's funny because every time, I'll hear people interview me, start howling like a wolf, and stuff. That's never been my thing to howl, but hey, I can dig it. That's cool. You know what I mean? So it's like, it inspires people, and, the more wolves, the better. And it's like, I've met several wolves in paintball, and they've all been cool people. There's never been one who's used that name, and I've been disappointed in any way to see. You know what I mean? So people have, there's like a million reapers out there, and there's a whole bunch of ghosts, but you hear someone, I see someone named Wolf, I meet them, and I'm like, okay, that's a wolf. That's, and so you easily fit that profile. So you're doing amazing, bro.
Yeah. But you know what? It's not too many wolves out there like us.
No, that's true.
And
That's true.
I finally had to realize that, like, I feel like I'm the only wolf on the East. To tell you the truth, I haven't run into not one wolf yet on the East.
Could be. I might have intimidated some people by using it because I'll tell you a funny story. There's been a few times in my career where people have said, like, I've used the call sign Wolf and say, hey, you're not Wolf. There's only one Wolf, and he's on this and that and this and that. I said, use it. If you feel it, use it, brother. I'm not copywriting it. It's not something I own. It's something that's out there, and it's free to the universe. You know what I mean? It's a kindred spirit thing, right? So it's like I feel a connection to people whenever they use that, and it's not mine to own. It's that's the whole point of being a wolf, is you're free animals to roam and take care of shit. It's no one can own that or own you, or it's not a possession. It's just an existence. So just go. And I'm a spiritual person, and and I grew up in the church, but I'm not Christian per se. Like, my mom's like a professional gospel singer, and big time church family, and grandfather was a pastor and all that stuff. But after I went to university, I studied theology and stuff, and studied Judaism, and dad was a Muslim, and I became more of a Buddhist than anything else. And when I did martial arts back in the day, we didn't just learn how to fight. We studied theories of Zen, and
Mm.
we learned how to meditate and become spiritual, and we were taught that no matter how much we learned how to fight, like it being a last resort was not a cliche. It was, you don't fight unless you have to, right? And I learned that, through that, and the art of de-escalation is just the way my life became. So, you
Yeah.
know, peaceful wolf. And I saw this quote once that said, if you're a wolf and you meditated, then you're a werewolf, as in werewolf. So it's like, I love that quote. So that's what I became, bro.
Mm.
It's all beauty.
Wow. So by you becoming this wolf,
Mm.
you know, 'cause a lot of people when they look at a wolf, they think of, oh man, he's just a big bad wolf. But you became this wolf that was positive. You wanted to spread positive a wolf. You wanted to spread positive in not just paintball, but on and off the field. You know,
Always.
and what it's like for you off the field when people come up to you and they be like, "Man, you're one of my greatest heroes," or "You're one of the guys that I always looked up to." What's that feeling like?
It's beautiful. It's humbling. It's beautiful. I'm very blessed to be able to meet so many people, and that's why being positive is huge for me. I never want to be that guy to make someone feel bad. I never want to be that guy. Like, you've seen quote celebrities, and they don't, they don't want to take pictures with people and don't want to sign autographs,
Yeah.
and I, I'm not that huge. I'm just, kind of popular in paintball, and B, I don't know. I could not sleep at night knowing that I've made somebody feel bad, which sounds kind of wimpy, but I'm like, it's not that I'm a people pleaser. It's just that I feel better when I can make others feel better, period. And I get some amazing stories, and I'm blessed to have some amazing conversations in my career. Like, you'll hear a couple of friends make fun and say, "Oh, he's always talking to someone in the parking lot," and it is kind of true because I have some of the greatest conversations with paintballers. Like, I've had guys come up to me and say, um, I was going through chemo in the hospital, and you know, as I was in the chair and doing my thing and being sick and nauseous, and I would watch your videos, and it made me want to get healthier and get back out there and play. And I've had kids come up to me and say, you know what, I watch your videos, and none of my friends think paintball is stupid, but I watch your videos, and you're hanging out with cool chicks and driving cool cars, and like, wow, that's really cool. I want to be like you. And I went through a rough divorce back in the day, and it's like I've had so many conversations with guys going through bad breakups, and women too,
Mm.
and they said, how do you get through it? Like, I can't get out of my bed. I don't want to do anything. I want to sleep all day. And they'll ask me, how'd you get through your divorce? How'd you get through your heartbreak and all that stuff? And and I have these conversations, and it makes me feel good to share this and try and be a positive part of people's life. Like, that's, should anything happen to me tomorrow, I just want people to be able to say, like, that was a nice guy. It doesn't have to be anything else to me.
Mm.
Which might sound corny to some, but I don't worry about that. I've been in, like, I've had I've had a crazy life, and I'm blessed enough to be able to share my experiences with people. So it's the more I can make people merrier, the better.
Yeah.
Except if it's on a paintball field, and that's when I'm coming to take scalps, and that's when I will destroy you and laugh
Mm.
about it. But I'll say sorry after I shoot you. Maybe that's the Canadian me. I don't know. You'll see it on the show. Sometimes I'll hit somebody. I'll say, "Oh, I feel bad about it. Sorry, man."
Oh man, there's so many times I have done that, and I'm just like, you know what? That was kind of wrong with me. Maybe I should have just took a little easy on that person. But no, it see paintball, and it's funny you say this. You know, people going through divorce, and you went through that as well. I feel like paintball, and this is just my opinion, but a lot of people would always agree with this. Paintball to us is a therapy session.
Mm-hmm.
It's a therapy session, because when we're going through life, you're going through life, and you're going through the jobs, you're going through what's happening at home. Your household is just a mess.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming you, and there's nothing better to do than shoot somebody
It's crazy stress relief.
on the
Like,
paintball field.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely. And it's insanely good stress relief because
yeah,
I mean, just to shoot a paintball gun and feel it and that boom,
that
boom, boom.
release, that
Oh my
release,
god, it's therapeutic as you said, literally. And
the
it's like,
release.
and it's more people. I mean, especially men need to get out there and do stuff like that.
Yeah,
There's a lot of guys who, it's, and that's why every paintball game is very important to me because, like people like say, how do you stay so excited and everything like this? And when I take pictures, I'm always very animated and stuff. And
yeah,
like, because I realize that even though it might be the 13th game of the season for me, the guy who I'm taking a picture with, this could be his only game because it's all, he had to work overtime to be able to travel to that game and get away from the wife and the kids, and this might be his only chance to really escape and let loose. So I
mm,
treat every game and every person I play with like, this is their one and only time they're playing, and I'm always happy to see someone, and hugs go around, and it's because it's, I realize what this is. And they have paintball parties, the player parties at night, the Saturday nights and stuff, and it's like,
yeah,
I watch these guys just let loose and have fun. And because a lot of guys don't be like that, a lot of people have, I don't want to say boring, but it's, a lot of people's lives aren't easy.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's work their asses off, go home, get some sleep, take the kids to school, go back, work their asses off. And, every weekend is, either the wife is making them fix something around the house, or they'll, have a beer and watch the game. And, which is fine. But when you get a chance to go on the road and go to a paintball event and get your gear on with your friends, and and just let loose in the field and run through an open grass forest and shoot a whole bunch of ridiculously expensive paintballs,
yeah,
280 feet per second, that is therapy. As you said, that is the
yeah,
epitome of just letting loose and taking it out on the field type of thing, and
yeah,
laughing about it later, which is very important. You can't don't go on a paintball field angry. Nobody wants that. Nobody's in it for the pain. We're in it for, we want to shoot our friends and talk about it later.
yeah.
you
Wow.
know?
Yeah, and that's very deep, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to do a podcast. I started doing a podcast back in, well, actually, yeah, 2021. I did a podcast, my first actual podcast on IG,
Yeah.
and the reason behind it was I seen so many people stressed. So many people were just going through life, and the only thing that can make them happy is paintball. And because they're going through life, a lot of them are wondering, like, man, I just had a great game today. Like, I have a great story, but
Mm-hmm.
who am I going to tell this to? Because me personally, I don't record. I'm actually thinking about getting me a camera tomorrow. Finally, about time, because I have so many crazy kills. But
You don't have one yet?
no,
No,
I
I'm
no
surprised by that. I
every
thought you,
and
jeez.
everybody was like, "Yo, man, you got some dope strategy, some great games, some great kills, man. Get a camera." I say, "You know what? I'm going to finally get one. I think it's about that time."
Good.
Because it's like I'm already out there. You see me out there in the field. I go by Prophet Wolf. The Prophet part actually came last year in event called Warfare.
Mm.
Shout out to my guy Creep Show. He's the one that
Oh,
said,
Creep Show. Okay. Yeah, I
"Yeah,
know Creep.
Creep
Dope.
Show."
Nice.
So before the Warfare event started, um, a few months ago, I was telling everyone on the podcast, I said, I guarantee you that the blue team will win this. Not only will we win this, but we're going to send a lot of people home the first day.
Damn. Okay.
And the number I rounded up was it's going to be about between 40 to 60 people. So the day of the event, the night before, we all partying, drinking, we're getting excited and ready. The next day we go in, eyes was serious. Not one word said. I put the mask on. I got the MG100 popping. Like I'm ready. Like I'm pumped up. First day. I told my girl I'm bringing this home. She was like, "You can't come back unless you get this win." I said, "Sound good to me."
That's dope.
And I'll never forget the first time I walked in that field. We got into a crazy gunfight. I literally took a shield from one of the players, and I took a whole crowd with me as we was pushing inside of they called it the Mega. The Mega is like it's like a building where you can go in different areas. And they had us pinned down for a little second. I didn't care about that. The red team did. And I said, hey, send guys to the right and send guys to the left. Allow them to keep shooting as they're covering us. Because I'm getting the fuck in there. I don't care what anybody say. I'm getting inside that building. And as I get in there, man, I dropped that shield so fast and just, have my MG100 up and ready. I took out so many people. It was crazy. It was a massacre. Next thing you know, everyone came in there, took them out. I said, listen, now that we got it secured, let's sweep this whole area. And as we're going through the woods and we're sweeping the woods, we're taking out all these guys with ghillie suits on. We're taking out guys in the far back, guys that was camping. Like we're taking everybody out. And man, that was like crazy real.
That's awesome.
And now we're going to the next objective, which was Castle. Castle was next objective. It was to hold that down, take that position as well. And I never forget, we're also playing against Frank Castle. Frank Castle, shout out to Frank Castle. We're playing against him, his guys. We're also playing against the Assassin Alliance.
Oh damn! Okay.
So it's about 6 of them
that
came out, but they was giving us some work.
Some hardcore boys on that.
Yeah, and one of their guys, shout out to Killmonger. This guy is a kill machine. He was a problem for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
I left a kid at a station. I said, "Stay here, watch this corner. If anyone comes, shoot." Something told me to check that corner again. I didn't check it in a given moment, but someone check it. I turn around, he's dead. I come in there. The guy comes in there, shoots me in the shoulder, then shoots the other guy in the shoulder. He takes out everyone in the castle with 2 pistols. Easy. I said, what the fuck? I said, yo, what happened? Like, we just had it. We was in here. Dude comes in there and say, you on the fucking blue team. You on the fucking blue team. Takes out everybody. Like, it was no joke.
Yeah.
One of my guys, they hurry up and rush to what we had was a sling that he had to tap in order for us to come back in to respawn. The moment he tapped that respawn, now we're in an ambush. Now it's like they took over the castle. It's like 6, 7 guys in there. I'm pinned down at a table, a round table. And I'll never forget, it was 3 assassins chasing one of my guys. Literally chasing him.
Yeah.
Shout out to K. He held that shit down. They was chasing this man, 3 of them.
That's how they be.
For some reason, my wolf instinct smelt that. Told me to go get them. I don't know how I did it. I didn't get shot not one time in the back. I'm haul-assing. I'm jumping over table. I'm jumping over all this stuff. Hyper pipe. I'm jumping over everything. I shoot 2 assassins in the back. One assassin, which is the last person, I think was his name is Kimball. Shout out to Kimball, the assassin
Mm-hmm.
leader, the founder. I got him real good. I shot him in his
Played
back
him with
once,
many times. Yeah.
shot him in his back once, shot him in his head twice. Because he caught me on camera the first game.
Yeah.
And I was pissed off. And I said, don't worry, I'm gonna get you back. So when
Yeah.
I got
He'll do it.
him, he actually questioned, like, yo, you didn't get shot? I'm like, nope. And he checked me and everything. And it was actually a picture on my Instagram of them checking me. And I told them to go. I said, I'm clean. Y'all got shot. I gotta go off this field right now. This is the call. I said, this is the Prophet Wolf talking. They was so mad. It was crazy. I never seen people so mad. They were so mad, and they were like, yo, how the fuck did he get us? Man, I thought you had my back. I'm like, listen, that's the wolf
dope.
right there. And, from there, the Prophet Wolf just that just came about, and that name forever is gonna stick with me. Just me prophesizing the game and prophesizing the outcome of the fights, the battles, and the war we went to. Like, to be honest, Wolf, I haven't lost a war yet.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I haven't yet.
But remember, man, the best way to learn is by losing.
Yeah.
The best way to learn is by losing, because that's one of the good things about when I travel all over the place, is that I get so many different challenges. It's never the same. I play so many different people, you know what I mean? And it's like, I've won some of the biggest games as a general and stuff, but at the same time, I've also lost a couple times, and it's like, that's how I truly learn what to do. You know what I mean? Like, because if I went and destroyed every single time I played, I wouldn't learn anything. I'd just keep doing the same thing over and over and over, right? But and I say it on my show all the time, that whenever I get hit, I'm not upset, because I learned not to do that again. Whatever I was doing when I got hit. So every time I get hit in a game, and I was like, oh, that angle, I should have been watching that angle better. Or if I go CQB situation, if I go through a room and it's like, okay, I cleared the room properly, but I wasn't watching those window angles from outside. And you got to think how the enemy sinks, and you get that tunnel vision, which is really bad in this game. It's like, if you're in a firefight and to the guy in a bunker 30-40 yards from you, and you're going at it, boom, 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 you get that tunnel vision. It's bad, because that when his friends will flank you, and you're not paying it. You can't just watch that one target the entire time. You got to, head on a swivel, looking back and forth. I'll shoot, boom, 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 shoot from the other side, look around, make sure no one's flanking me, continue with the fight until I take the guy out, right? There's so many angles to this game that you can't, you have to always be ready for something different. And that's what thrills me. That's why I can't get bored of this game, because there's always some sneaky mofo outthinking me in some way, no matter how many years experience you got, right? And it's like, and I mean, and I appreciate like speedball and all that stuff, and I think the tournament stuff is very cool and very interesting. And all these years, like, people ask me all the time, hey, how come you don't do tournament? How come you don't do speedball and excel and stuff? I said, I think that's type of game is amazing. I love it. I think it's really cool, but I was made for the woods. I was made to crawl through grass and crawl through fire ant hills and crawl through swamps and get those sneaky kills and flank maneuvers and camouflage and just lay by a pile of deer poo and the flies buzzing around me until the other guys start walking close to me, and I take out a whole crew and ambush them solo. Like, that's the thrill I get from this game. And it's it's nothing else like it. And again, I watch the tournament stuff, and it's very cool, and it's good, but I don't see that there's no stealth in it, right? Everything's right there. It's a small little field, and there's a little bit of stealth when it comes to sneaking up the snake and all that stuff, but it's not something that's ever appealed to me. And it's again, if you truly love paintball, you love all parts of paintball. You know what I mean? Like, I can't say I love paintball and say I hate speedball. I can never do that, because that means I don't love paintball. But I think speedball is awesome. I think the airball stuff is awesome. I think mech guns and all different markers, mag fed, and electros and pump are awesome. I love all aspects of paintball, but the woods is my home. That's where Wolf belongs. That's where I'll stay, and I love it. And it's like, yeah, it's there's so many angles of approach that take me out, and there's so many different ways. And even if I walk the tape line, I gotta look out for first strike snipers and all that stuff, right? And it's like, oh, love it, baby. Just keep it coming. It's very cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
because and I agree with you. I think the battles that prepare you for scenario games are the toughest ones, in my opinion. And man, it been times where I've been flanked multiple times. It been times where like I had to maneuver, and sometimes it's hard.
yeah.
But I learned so much from my experiences just by being on the field. And I also studied, a couple of courses. I took a couple of CQB courses, which I love CQB. That's like the best thing that ever changed me in this sport.
You need to come up north. You need to come up to PRZ and try
Oh,
that. Have you seen
I
that field?
I seen it. I'm coming up there. I'm
you
coming
need
up there.
you need to come up for Operation Honey Badger
Mm.
because it might be the last one because they just sold the field.
I heard about that.
Yeah, they just sold the field to a developer, real estate developer, and they're going to be taking it all down and making buildings and stuff.
Wow.
So if
When is
you
when is that event?
when is it? I don't have it on hand. I'll post it up later. But
Yeah.
Operation Honey Badger at PRZ is the most intense CQB paintball magfed experience you could ever imagine. Like it's
Mm.
insane. And if you haven't seen the field, you guys people are watching. PRZ is in a place called Picton, Ontario. It's about 2.5 hours north or east of Toronto, and it is an old abandoned hospital, like 4 different buildings, 4 stories high. It was actually a mental hospital, from what I remember, and it might even be haunted a little bit. So that's why I'm kind of scared to play there at night. But it's you walk through the hallways, you're clearing rooms, throwing flashbangs, tactical flashlights everywhere because there's a lot of dark corners. You have a kitchen, you have a cafeteria. It's like you have 2-story buildings inside of the cafeteria that you have to fight through. Like it's insane.
Oh, I love that. I love
And the
that.
scariest thing about that place is if you have to have a firefight in a stairwell, because if you
Ooh.
if you've never
Ooh.
had to fight in a stairwell that's 4 stories high and going up and covering different angles, and it's crazy because it changes your whole perspective on the game. Seriously, it's amazing. All the
Wow.
like I played there with Alabaster Slim many times. Hidden Hedgehog flew over from England just to play at that field,
Okay.
and he loved it. And
Wow.
it's like yeah, it's that cool. So if you can get there, I would make sure you do what you can, get a passport, come up to
Oh,
Canada, and
I
try
got the
that out.
passport. I got
Yeah,
the passport.
yeah, it's such an amazing field, and
Yeah.
it's a crying shame that it's sold, but it Tim's an amazing guy, and he didn't have he couldn't do anything about it. It's business.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, but you've seen that happen a lot lately. Like you were losing, especially after COVID, lost a whole bunch of fields because people couldn't make money. And then, real estate market went crazy and land just shot up in value. And people are like, okay, instead of using this for paintball, I could make a few million selling it as a field, selling it to someone who's going to build apartments or something. And
Yeah.
that happens a lot. And I don't know. It's very sad, but we got to keep it going. So, yeah, if you can hit PRZ and anyone watching, hit up PRZ. Honey Badger this year is going to be insane.
Yeah. I do plan to come down there and bring a lot of guys down there with me that's coming from the east. So I do plan to make that happen.
Nice.
Man, that is because I remember Tango was telling me about that. Tango was telling me that field is one of the best fields. So
It
I
is.
want to come down
And
there
I've
for
been
sure.
to so many freaking fields. So for me to say that, it's serious because I've been to so many different spots. It's when you go to PRZ, it's breathtaking. It's I remember, and I was one of the first guys to play on there. So many years ago, it was called Operation Craig before it was called PRZ, and it was crazy because we were doing like shoes. Oh, I can't remember what I was shooting. I think I was shooting a BTTM7 or something like that, and we were having firefights. And this is before they fixed it for paintball, so there was still broken glass around. We were shooting through drywall and knocking it down to try and breach other rooms and stuff. We had a toilet, and we pushed the toilet down the hallway as we were shooting behind the toilet. Like they took the toilet out of the bathroom, clean of course, and they were pushing it down the hallway, using it as cover as we were shooting it down the hallway.
Wow.
At PRZ, and it's like so many amazing memories, and it's like wow, there's not many other places where you can get experience like that. Just the sound of it alone, because it's huge, big hallways, and you can hear every pin drop, so you got to be quiet when you're walking down. It's like wow, crazy, love it.
Mm.
And I don't work for them either. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I just want to let people know what's out there for them to experience.
I see a few people questioning in the comments. Marcus of Mayhem, that's my guy. He said, "Wolf, are we coming to 0 hour?"
Oh, geez. I don't know. I want to go to 0 hour. It's an amazing game, but it's in May this year, and there's so many events going on in May. It's going to be difficult because that May is Living Legends. It's a couple other games, and I was just invited to go to Europe and play in Germany in May, and so I just got to figure that out, because between those games and Super Game Oregon, which is I think it's either May or late April. I'm pretty Oregon Super Game is in Oregon. I believe that's in May too. Like those are some major events happening. So I've pre-promised certain things. I'm already confirmed. So and that was before I knew about 0 hour switching up, but you never know. Maybe I might be able to fit something in. And it's I'm also a dad, and I can't do every weekend like I used to, type of thing. I got to do dad time, and that's really important. So it's up in the air for now. I can't say yes, I can't say no. I got to hammer down my schedule, and then I give my schedule to Di, and then Di, publicizes it and stuff like that. So we'll see. I'll know in the next few weeks.
Well, if you do join that blue team, I will be a part of the blue team.
Nice.
So it'll be amazing for two wolves on the same team.
That'll be fun.
I think a lot of people want to see that anyway. I remember talking to Tango and Frank Castle, and we was talking about the wolf. And I was like, man, I'll never fight Wolf. Like Wolf is my OG. Like he's like Michael Jordan. I'm Kobe Bryant. Like why would I want to do that?
Blessings, thank you.
Like,
but at the same time, it's also a blessing to be able to play against each other, because you know what I mean. Like because like I'll play with certain players and stuff, and it's like I'll play with Greenspan, and I'll play with Ollie Lang, and I'll play with Alabaster Slim and Nightmare, and it's like it's cool to play on the same team, but at the same time, it's cool to play against each other. Because like me, like I'll play with like Greg Hastings, and we'll be like on the field, and I'll like hear him yelling out orders out to somebody, and I'll be like, "Is that you, Greg? I'm coming to get you, baby. Are you ready? Are you ready?" And he goes, "Come on, Wolf, bring it on, buddy. You're done. I dare you." You know what I mean? And taunt together. You know what I mean? So it's like that's also a good aspect of it too, because you have fun with each other in the field and stuff. Yeah. And it's like I like just one a video I just posted of me, taking out Nightmare, and he was and he was doing this whole "Don't kill me, Wolf, I love you," and he fell to the ground dramatically and everything. And I even put in the music from Platoon, the movie, on there as he's falling to the ground and stuff. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like it's also fun to play against each other, also, right? So it goes both ways. So, but yeah, it'd be an honor to take the field with you, brother, and like destroy people side by side too. So it works either way.
I think we would dominate everybody.
I would hope so. I
think we would dominate. I mean, the way, because like I said, I learned from your strategy, but when I learned from it, I also improved that strategy.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
Yeah, and it took time. It didn't take like one day. Like it takes time to strategize, to have wisdom, to have a plan, but most importantly, your character. I always say, and this is my quote: character defines on the days when you don't feel like doing what you once said you was going to do, long after you said you was going to do it.
Mm.
You have to be strong in that character. So if you go by this, for example, me, I go by the Prophet Wolf. I had to live up to that. I had to stand on that. That's the name that was given by the people, not by myself.
Yeah.
And being as though that character inside me, I have to lead people in the right direction. I have to lead people the right way. If I mislead them, then they're going to see that I'm misleading them.
Easy. They'll see right through it.
And when they see that, it's like everything's on you now. Now you're the bad guy to them.
Yeah.
Now it's like there's no point there's no point of us following you.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
hear that.
you have to be very careful on not only your character, but be very careful on how you approach things or
Yeah.
how you approach people.
Well, that's the thing, right? And it's like I heard Ti said the other day, if you live for the cheers, you will die from the booze.
Mm.
And you can't. Not everyone's gonna like you. Not everyone's going to appreciate what you do, and they're not supposed to. You're always going to have, there's the cliches of saying if you don't have haters, you're not a somebody yet. And it's like that's not, it's not even about just haters. It's just about, no matter what you do, someone's not going to like you. No matter how good you think you are, no matter how nice you treat people, there's some people are just not going to like you for the sake of not liking you. And it could either be by what someone else has said, or just that they're intimidated by you, or you know what I mean, like it. And
Yeah.
it's not something you can live by. And it's like, it's someone said, I work with some very cool people, one of them being Director X, or he goes by Little X. We do like a lot of Drake's videos, um do Future's videos, big in the music industry. And he's pretty much like my brother. And he said to me, I mean, many years ago, I was upset about some hater stuff. And he goes, Wolf, what the fuck are you doing, man? Why are you worried about stuff like that? He goes, man, and I'm like, hey, I'm doing all I can, and these guys are still giving me negative vibes and hating on me stuff. And he goes, bro, you're a busy ass dude. Like, look at it this way. For all the people who love you, do you have time to reply every single one of their emails and call them all back? And I go, that'd be kind of difficult. I get, a few hundred emails like daily, sometimes a few dozen. And I go, I could never reach everybody that I wanted to. And he goes, so if you can't reach everybody who loves you, why would you make the time for someone who doesn't like you?
Wow.
Plain and simple. And I go, that makes sense. Why would you waste that time on someone who does not like you? You're just feeding negativity. So ever since that, it's just off the shoulder. It never touches me. It never bugs me. And if someone's out there giving that energy out, it has nothing to do with me. Let karma handle that. Just go out there and be yourself and have fun and enjoy it, and do what you do from the heart. Like I am passionate about this game, and it's 1996 I started playing. So what's that, like 20, 23,
About
20,
24 years.
27 years?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, 27 years. I think 27, 28.
Yeah, like that's crazy. Like
Yeah.
that. And I mean, like I said, and I've been playing consistently. That's every weekend to every other weekend that I've never stopped playing this game. And it's like no sane person does that just because they like a game. You know what I mean? Like that's and for me to like start videotaping this and recording it and editing and making YouTube videos and making MySpace videos and making TikTok videos and Instagram reels. And I wake up every day thinking about this game, and I wake up every night. I go to sleep every night thinking about what I can do next. And it's like, I don't do it for a paycheck. I don't do it for clout. I just do it because I love it so much. I just love, like, I'll even I get almost burnt out sometimes, and I might not come out with a video for like a month or so, even though I'm still playing, and then I'll look at my own footage, and then I'll get hype again from just watching my own stuff, or I'll look at uh, some other videos. I'll look at the Mad Frog videos. I'll look at Hedgehog's videos. I'll look at someone else's videos, and that will inspire me again. And I'm like, wow, this is so cool. I love this freaking game. And you can't do this that long if you're not passionate about it. Plain and simple. Like you'd have to be insane to do it and not love it.
Because you're motivated, you're passionate about this sport.
Yeah.
You know, this, even though it's a sport, but you don't do it just for your own pleasure. You do it to help people. You know, you do it to understand that people. It's like being in a people business.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I check isn't always needed.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll never forget. You know, someone asked me this. They said, if you had to choose between money and people, what would you do? I said, people. I said, because you don't know who live you just change. I said, what if somebody is on the suicide rate? You know, you don't know what words I said to them or what words I could have said in a video that made them say, you know what? I can live through this.
Yep.
Like, I'm good with this. Like, this just made me look at life differently.
Yeah.
So my perspective changed when I start to talk about life. Yes, I love paintball. Yes, paintball is one of the best things that ever changed me. But my voice also changed people's lives. But not only that, like I said, I live by example, you know, on and off the field.
Yeah. And it's it's crazy. I'm gonna share a personal story with you, and I haven't really talked about this before. So this is very deep, very personal. It's so one of the things that I've always said in paintball is "hoo-ya." That's one of the things people have heard me yell, and it's people have said where I got that from. It's a Navy thing, and it's like, have you served? I've never served in the military, and it's like, but I was going through the roughest, darkest time in my life. Crazy, like it's so dark I didn't want to get into it. Like I was going through a divorce. I thought I was going to lose my children. It was just bad. The worst it could be for anybody. Let me tell you, like, for instance, my dream, like my dad was never around when I was a kid. And my dream was to have the Huxtable family. Beautiful, powerful wife, amazing kids, play jazz music for them, laugh and have fun. And you know what I mean? That was my dream in life, period. Right. And wife took off. That's a whole complicated thing. Destroyed me.
Wow.
Now, two things about that. If you're ever going through something really dark and really painful, know that if it wasn't for that pain in my life, paintball would not exist. Plain and simple. Because when I went through that, I went to therapy. Very important. Mental health is hugely important, especially in our community. And I went through therapy, and psychiatrist was hard on me, and he was like, he did this thing. I think you might have seen it in movies and stuff. He goes, you need to let it out. You need to come up with a phrase. You need a mantra. You need to say something to yourself when you're feeling down, when you're triggered by something. You need a mantra. And what is something that inspires you? And the first thing that came to my head was "hoo-ya," and that's because one of my favorite movies at the time was G.I. Jane. And it was, have you ever seen that movie? G.I. Jane is about the female who wanted to be a Navy SEAL. Insane, amazing movie.
Heard of it though.
And Viggo Mortensen was a hardcore Bud's commander, and I've seen the movie a million times. And there's a point in the movie where she finally gets respect from the other troops and from the commanders, and they go, "Hoo-ya, Jane," you know what I mean? And they didn't say that, but I just remember that "hoo-ya," when they finally gave her that salute. And I said, that's my thing. That's my thing. And it's like whenever I was going through pain, I'd be in my head like, "Oh yeah, let's do this." Or I'd be, driving downtown and I see something that reminds me of my ex. I go, I can do this. Hoo yeah, fucker, let's go. Come on,
Mm.
wolf up, cowboy the fuck up. Let's go. Hoo yeah, bitch, let's go. And I just use that to push myself.
Yeah.
And then on the paintball field, I was like, "Oh yeah, let's go!" You know what I mean? And that was just my thing. And it's just it captured everything that it just took all that ball of angst and it just came out whenever I said it, and it just relieved all that pain, and it still does to this day. I don't say it as much nowadays, but that's where that came from, and that's why I started saying it, because it was just something that got me through the darkest period of my life.
Mm.
Period. And again, without that pain, I would never have accomplished what I have today, plain and simple. And it made me who I am today, quite literally. So it's no matter how dark your life seems to may get, and you just told me you went through something yourself. No matter how dark you think you're going to go through something, when you get out on the other side, you're going to be stronger and better for it. And it's like, damn, I mean, if you look back in the day, I started doing like, we worked with a lot of models, and I had like a lot of hot chicks on my show in bikinis and stuff,
Yeah.
and barely wearing anything, and a lot of beautiful co-hosts, lady co-hosts and stuff, and El Patil, ex Playboy model, and all that on my show and stuff. And I my Tony Stark started to come out and dating and having fun and all that stuff, and that's just Wolf just there's this friend of mine. I was going through a rough, as I was going through that rough time, and it was bad. Like I was overweight. I was huge as a fat guy. I was weighing like 250, 260. Right now I'm 178. Getting toned and stuff. But back then, she literally slapped me in the face, and she goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Snap out of it. You were known as Wolf. Can't be running around crying and shit. You were known as Wolf. You need to live up to that and get back to it.
Yeah.
Go out there and do something." So I put all of that into paintball videos, put all
Wow.
of that into my games. I would go out there, and it was crazy for a minute, because I would be playing, and after the game was over, I'd be sitting at the table and I'd start crying because I miss my wife. Like tears, everything, crying because I miss my wife. And my friends at the time, they were like, "You'll be fine, man. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Play it out, let it out. Who y'all the fuck out of this shit. Do what you do. Be Wolf." And this game got me through it. This game got me through depression. This game got me through that dark period. This game got me through all of it. That's why I owe everything I have to this game. Plain and simple. And God. Paintball and God. And
that's deep.
Yeah, paintball and God. And that helped me be a better dad, helped me be a better player, helped me do better in business, inspired me to do better in everything. Right. And it's like, I think about it and it still shakes sometimes, because like, damn, because I think of how crazy it was. And life is good now. Life is beautiful. I'm having the time of my life, baby. It's crazy. And again, I just want to share that with others so that they can see that they can do it too.
Yeah.
No matter how down you feel, that this game just makes you feel empowered. And it's such a silly game to play, and people still don't get it. But when you play, and you understand.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry, I unloaded so much on you.
That was so much, man. That was some deep shit right there. I mean, but you know what? It's funny we're having this conversation because, before COVID came, I was in one of the worst relationships ever. I mean, one of the worst ones I've ever came across. And if it wasn't for paintball, I wouldn't be the man I am today. And it's funny, I just got a text from an ex. I was like, bro, what? Come on, man. Come on. Like, that stuff that people used to do back in the day, it's for back in the day.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
hear you.
what's going on right now is you're looking at a different version of me. You know, you're looking at a different version of yourself.
Yeah.
Like I'm not that same wolf I was when I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was a scary wolf. I was feared.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know who I was. And
Well, who does at that age?
nobody.
Exactly.
That's the funny part. But for me to sit up here and and understand that the reason why we go through life challenges is it's meant to break us, but to build our character up.
Mm.
I'm gonna say it one more time if nobody didn't catch it. Life experiences is meant to break you so it can build your character up. Don't matter what God you serve, because we all serve somebody.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a true believer in God, then you know that God will break you just to build you up. He's gonna show you things just so you know next time to avoid them. Say, you know what, I'm not going that route. So you know what, that person right there wasn't good for me. I'll make sure
Mm.
I stay away from that kind of type. You know,
Oh yeah, I know.
and that's the only way you can put it because it's like we're meant to go through these things.
Yeah.
And a lot of time we question life because we think that while us going through life, we just think that it's supposed to happen to us for a reason. Not saying we can't choose our own path because we can. But at the same time, you have to understand that when you're going through life situations, know that it's happening for a reason, know that it's happening for a purpose. Everything that happened to me in life,
Mm.
it made me the man I am today.
Exactly.
Like I'm in my best prime.
Yeah.
I'm my best version.
And you're still young. Trust me. You're gonna do better
What?
than this.
Can't nobody, Wolf, can't nobody stop me
Yeah.
but God.
Yeah.
What does the scripture say? The Bible talks about if you are if you are if you are with God, who can be before you?
Mm-hmm.
Like what army is going to go up against God?
Many will try.
Yes, many will try, but man, do you think by me being side by side with God, you think they're going to go up against me,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that I serve a higher power?
Yeah.
No. And that's something that I learned over time. I just learned to just build myself up, and because life is hard. Life is hard. Life is full of all kinds of surprises. I mean, things just happen.
Yeah.
But I tell people like this all the time. You have to ignore any signs or assignments that's going to distract you.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? And distractions, procrastination. There's a lot of stuff out there that will take you off your course, and you just gotta. It's about preparedness, and it's about just knowing yourself and being secure in yourself and being able to do things that people will look at you like you're crazy, but the dedication speaks for itself, right? And
Yeah.
you've got to be able to disappear for a few months and come back stronger and not be distracted by certain things. And it's like there's this there's this amazing scene, movie called Boiler Room, about some stock traders with Ben Affleck. And
Oh
he
man,
goes in. Have you seen that movie?
favorite character, favorite actor of all time.
Yeah. And so Ben Affleck walks into this room, right? And he walked. There's a whole bunch of traders who want to trade stocks for his company, and he walks in and he goes, "These are the keys to my Ferrari," and throws it on the table. And he goes, "If you want to make $1 million, you stay with this company,
Mm.
and you're not going to be that jerk who wants to check out at 5 o'clock." And he goes, you want to, the wife wants to take a vacation. You go, fuck you. And he goes, parents think that you're working too hard. Fuck you, mom and dad. And he goes, kids want you to spend more time with them. Fuck you. You're getting a house in Malibu. You know what I mean? And he was like, you stay focused and you will make $1 million by the time
Wow.
this is over. And it's like, you don't have to take that literally, but the dedication that's shown and stuff like that, we see it time and again, especially now in social media. Everybody's talking about, putting these quotes out there about staying focused and all that stuff, right? But for all those people who are saying it, like how many actually do it and stay true to it and keep that focus and just keep doing it? And it's very, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not easy. Like what we do, what you're doing now is not easy. To be able to put a podcast together and organize these things
Yeah.
and to be able to stay on top of it in social media and 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 try to capture guys like Wolf and hold them down until they get that damn interview with you and being able to get, you know, deal with all these people is not easy. And
Yeah.
you know, between that and school and studying
Yeah.
and having a life and then, you know, setting up the podcast and go back to that is crazy. And not a
Yeah.
lot of people do that. Like it's people like, you know, I'll go to events and people be like, "Hey, are you gonna come out to the party tonight?" And I'll try. And it's like they don't think, you know, they think it's, you know, I'll go to an event, get the hotel, and sit in the spa and just relax and maybe play for a couple hours. Bro, I go to the hotel. I'm hooking up my laptop to the monitor in the room. I'm editing videos until I go to sleep. I wake up. I just draw in the paintball field. Then I have to go back to my hotel room, dump all those memory cards onto my computer, organize them properly so I don't screw them up, and then do the same thing the next day. And it's not work because I love it, but at the same time, it's not easy. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot. It's like, and I'm not complaining by any means because I'm very blessed by what I do. But
Yeah.
it's like it's crazy. Like it goes by so fast because, you know, I'll drop off the kids at school, go to the airport, fly to an event, you know, go through customs, all that stuff with my gear, and then, you know, check into the hotel, do this, do that, do meet and greet, which I love doing. Very blessed to do. Sometimes I'll do poster signings for fans and stuff. Go back to the hotel, uh, editing video for that game or the night before. Come up with a TikTok. Come up with an Instagram reel. Come up with a Facebook reel. Come up with a YouTube short for that same night so I can post it tomorrow morning before I start playing. Then go to the field, play, have all my gear. It's crazy.
Yeah, it
It's
takes
crazy. And
that
that's
takes a
every
lot
game.
of courage. That takes a lot of courage, man. Because you know what? That happened to me, you know, my last event in 2022 with Winter Brawl. Like I had to get up at like 4 in the morning. You know, my guy, shouts to my guy Blackout. You know, he came and got me and everything. And man, I was so tired. I just had like a little small hungover from partying with my sister, well, my lady friend and her family. You know, they celebrating the birthday and everything like that. And man, I had to do so much, man. It was like I had to prep myself. I had to make videos. I had to go live, let everybody know what's going on at like 6 in the morning. Like it was a lot, you know. And then, you know, that during that day, I had to do like a small interview, you know, going into the game and everything. And man, it was just it's a process.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not easy.
And but again, it's fun though. Like we enjoy it.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah.
It's what we love to do, and, you know, keep on doing it. And it's like, it's funny. It's weird because, like I'll have like 3 cameras running when I'm playing a game, and keep another camera in my pocket if I want to do a third person view and put it up somewhere, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
and people think that it's work for me. Like those are, hey Wolf, why don't you can leave the cameras at home, just come out and play and have fun. And I'm like, bro, you don't understand that recording it is fun. It's I love sharing my experience with people.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like if I ever went out there and get a quad kill on a crew and I wasn't recording it, I'd friggin' be so upset because I love watching myself do that later. You know what I mean? It's like I get a kick out of it. Like if I go and get a kill in the paintball field, and it's like I get to, you know, I review the footage later and I see that I caught it on camera and I caught the zoom camera or myself even getting hit right in the goggles, and I get on camera and go, yes, that is awesome. I love watching that. It's crazy. And it's like, it's not work for me to hook up the cameras and film while I'm playing. People think it's slow, it's a job and stuff. Like, it's not tedious, it's not painful. It's like I love capturing it. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like Steven Spielberg does not go home complaining he has to direct movies. He loves doing it. It's not work for him. It's like something. It's his passion, right? And it's like, I mean, it'd be nicer if we could make more money doing this, but at the same time, I just love being able to do that. Very lucky to be able to do it, and people watch it. It's dope.
What are some of the best videos you took of some of the greatest shots you gave people?
Jesus. Um.
Just three. Give me three good ones.
Oh Jesus. There's one at Cousins Paintball where they have a school bus in the middle of a final battle, and I made it a final battle blue, and I made it up to the school bus right beside one of the flags, and there's this guy in a gray sweatshirt outfit, and he like runs up to the school bus, and you can see him running in slow motion through the windows of the school bus, and I'm just boom 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 hitting him through each window, headshotting him, and he's
Wow.
still running, and
Still
then
going.
he goes for the flag, and I'm still lighting him up, and he still gets the flag, but it's like it felt good though. um and this, I mean, it's just been Frank, it's so many, like, dude, I have like over 400 videos of just action alone, so it's kind of hard to center them. There's the one I did also at PRZ, and
Yeah.
I was sniping from the window with first strike rounds,
Mm.
and there was a van carrying players in the back of the van in the street, and the van was like, the street is like 50 yards away from the building, and the van's like rolling by, and then you see the back window, the back doors, and guys sitting in it ready to jump in. I just start sniping from the upstairs down into the van, and you see my paintballs going and hitting them in the back of the van.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a crazy moment. I love doing that. One more would be Final Battle. Final Battle, Living Legends Final Battle. If you get no, sorry, not Living Legends was a good. A better one was Paintball Explosion Final Battle,
Mm.
and I had a perfect spot just by a slapstick, and I was just lighting up my friends whenever they tried to hit that slapstick, and it's part of the game, and we laughed about it later. But I was like, I just see them running, and when we play, it's like they're in slow motion. I just see them running, and I just put her on 3-round bursts, and then boom, 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 one after another, just getting destroyed. Those are some lovely moments. Those
Wow.
some heartfelt moments. But yeah, those are some of my favorites. Yeah, I love that.
Man, that Tango just said that was me and my crew in that van at PRZ.
Yo, shout out to Tango. Tango's. I can't call him an up and comer because he's been doing this so long, but his show has been doing tremendous also. And that's another dedicated dude who loves the game and loves showing people the game, and is a great he's a great asset to paintball because he wants to teach others on how to play, and he
Yeah.
wants to teach others on what to do and how to. It's great leader in the field, and also a menace to be reckoned with, because me and him have gone at it toe to toe, and it's not easy. It's not easy to fight that guy. He's skilled at what he does, and he's been doing it for a long time. But again,
Yeah.
iron sharpens iron. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's the only way you learn, like playing against the best.
Yeah.
So if me and him go at it, and whether I win it or he wins it, it's still uh something to feel good about, because you went up against the best and you held your own, right? So Tango's. I'm just glad Tango likes to wear white because it's easy to find on the field.
Yeah.
He doesn't blend in, so he wears these white goggles, and it's like it's easy to see him. So that's good. And it's like
Yeah.
it's little things like that's freaking awesome about this game.
Yeah. He's expecting me to come down there this year, and I told him I'm gonna be down there this time.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I think last year I couldn't make it, but this year I'm definitely coming down there. I
Yeah.
need to.
I need to get him down to the States and try out some more games. So I don't know, because I love the Canadian games, and I love the American games, and I love it more when people go back and forth to play. I love when Americans come up north to play, and I love when Canadians go down south to play. And it's like when you see them experience those different cultures playing, even though we're practically the same,
Yeah.
it's still two different styles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So to see them experience that, and it's a wonder. Like I'll go to Super Game Oregon, and there are like guys who fly from Eastern Canada to play there. And I'm like, hey, well, for Canadian too, you know what I mean? And like, wow, you know what I mean? And it's such a pleasure to see that. And there's like a Canadian contingent at Ion, and
Yeah,
it's like, to watch them hold their own and battle it out is very cool. But yeah, guys like
man.
Tango and Lead
Uh,
Farmer and this new generation of um, Instagrammers and TikTokers and Facebookers and social media influencers who are taking this game large is like amazing. And like freaking Tyler the Hitman and a whole bunch of others out there trying to take my scalp at these games is a lot of fun.
well, listen, I'm coming right behind you.
Please do, brother. Please do. The more, the merrier, and we need you. Like
Yeah,
it's unfortunate because unfortunately, there's paintball. Some of paintball doesn't has been looking down on people who try to show this game on social media. And there's some haters out there who are like, "Oh, you just want to be famous and popular and all that bullshit." And it's like, it's a it's a shame because I mean, who wants to start showing this game when you're going to have instant hate like that? You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like there's a lot of young kids who like want to make their own YouTube pages and make their own Instagrams and stuff, and then you'll have some old greasy old man saying, "Oh, you just want to be famous, and you want to be an celeb and all that crap," and it like chases away people who want to. And it's like
yeah,
we're the ones who advertise this game.
yeah,
We're the ones who show the world what this is. I mean, fields are great, and God bless them, and individual fields do their own little promotions and sometimes radio ads and stuff like that. But when someone goes and Googles paintball and wants to see how it's played, then they go to YouTube and they go to Instagram and TikTok, and then that's what catches them.
yeah,
And it's hugely important that guys like you are here to take that mantle and keep running with it. And guys who are dedicated, like Tango and his show, and it's hugely important to be able to have that PR for our game, and especially because it's not speedball. Because speedball, they do fairly well at promotions, but still, there's nothing out there that really plays it for the people.
they don't really promote much. I feel
Not
like
really, no,
they
no.
don't promote much. I feel
It's
like NASCAR
very,
players do more.
yeah, and it's paintball industry is very preach to the choir.
Yeah,
Where it's not like, unfortunately, they don't really advertise to non-paintballers. They just want to get paintballers to buy more of their piece of the pie, if that makes sense.
well,
Where
it's about politics.
Yeah, and my goal is to get people who don't know about paintball to come and play paintball. That's that's why I have my show. That's when I started filming this back in the early 2000s. There was no woods ball paintball shows on YouTube, and YouTube was just barely starting out as a website. And
Yeah,
I'd go on there and I'd watch guys like Mike from Tech PB, and I'd see PB Nation and Dur and a couple other stuff. And 99% of it was focused on speedball and tournament stuff. And it's like, I want to see the paintball that I play. I want to see the woods. I want to see the ghillie suits. I want to see the mill sim. I want to see the snipers. I want to see the stuff that excites me about the game. So
yeah,
that's why I started making my game and making my videos and stuff to inspire people to come out and play. Because when you tell, I, I I go to some very prominent dinners and a very affluent people, and I'll go to events with fun black tie events with very, I don't know, successful people,
yeah.
doctors, lawyers, partners, CEOs, stuff like that. And they'll go, "Oh yeah, oh, I'm leader of this corporation, and I'm COO of this, and I'm part of this hedge fund." And they go, "Hey, what do you do?" And I go, "Oh, I'm a professional paintball player."
Yeah,
I go, "What?
that's
What?"
their response. Yeah,
That's literally what is that? I think my kids want to play that once. I go, "Oh yeah, you start just like any other sport. You start as a kid, but
yeah,
you grow up and you get into the real stuff."
Yeah.
And there's been many many times where I'll have dudes mad at me because I will take control of the table, and
Mm.
I'll have their wives looking at their phone, looking at paintball videos, and saying, "Oh my gosh, is that a helicopter? Is that an army truck driving you guys around? Are
Yeah.
those grenades? Are those smoke grenades? What are those?" You know what I mean? I go, and
Yeah.
I'll show them a video of Ion and like a million paintballs flying here, and they go, "I had no idea that this sport was like. I didn't even know that was a thing."
They know it
You know what I
existed.
mean? Yeah, and it's like, and once, and it's cool because once in a while I'll be at a table. Hold on, I think my son follows you. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'll get that a lot too. And it's like, yeah, and that's how I love promoting this game. And I'll wear my own gear, boom, and stuff like that. And people ask, "What, that paintball?" I didn't know that was a birthday party thing. You know what I mean? And it's like, and that's so many. My friends, the Command Bros, they
Wow.
have this saying, and they go, "Nobody cares about paintball," and it's true. The regular world just has no idea what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They think we're a bunch of weirdos in the forest who want to play war, and it goes much deeper than that. It's much
Oh,
deeper.
it's
It's like
it's
it's
way
a
deeper.
real life video game.
It is.
It's you know what I mean? Like I grew up. Oh, I'm gonna age myself. I grew up playing like Duke Nukem and stuff, and Rainbow Six,
Yeah.
and I was like, when I could start doing this in the bush and in real life and not die, I was hooked. I was like, damn, this is it. This is what it's all about. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like, whew, it's a thrill. So the more people I get, I'm blessed because I've got a whole bunch of YouTube views, a whole bunch of Instagram followers. My TikTok just blew up. Like I'm getting like 16 million views in one video, and
Mm.
4 million views in another video, and just people constantly asking, "Where can I play this? Where can I get your gun? Where can I do this? My paintball field doesn't have big games like this. Where can I go and play this stuff? Where I didn't
Yeah.
know this even existed." And they go, "Is this airsoft? What is this magvet stuff?" You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like there's so many people still don't know about this game. And
Yeah.
I'm like a Jehovah's Witness for paintball, just going around and just preaching the word of paintball and everything that is holy about this game. And
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sound sacrilegious, but this is like religion to me, bro. It's like I live for this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed to be able to do it. So it's like, oh, now this year is going to be insane. Getting, I've gotten a few offers to go to some new events. I'm going over to UK and England, and we're working out that. I was supposed to go to Russia in 2019, but that's kind of changed. But
Wow. Russia. Wow.
yeah, they're crazy. They bring in the real tanks in the field and everything. Like the
Yeah.
footage. Yeah.
They are built different over there.
Well, you know what? It's like when I played in Mexico, right? Everything in North America is controlled by the lawyers and the insurance companies, right? And I was in Mexico with my friend Reaper, and we hosted a game there in Guadalajara. Amazing game. Also, I later found out we played on Narcos land. But
Narcos land.
I,
Wow.
I I went there, and it was so cool. It was like, just think of it as just paintball with rules, but without rules. Like people were walking around in the staging area. They didn't have barrel covers on, and there was this funny point where the game was starting, and I was like, I went up and did my speech. My Spanish was horrific, and I did my speech, and I go, "Okay, guys, let's go out and have some fun, and make sure you don't drink, and make sure let's drink a lot of water and hydrate and have fun." And they started laughing at me.
Yeah.
And I go, "Okay,
Wow.
if maybe I'm sounding nerdy or something like this." And we're walking onto the field as the game was starting,
Mm.
and dudes have their masks up. They're drinking cervezas as we're walking into the game, and it
Wow.
was like, yeah, it was hardcore.
That's
And it's
crazy.
like, yeah, but again, it was different culture, different rules. I mean, there's no accidents, knock on wood. Everyone was safe and had a great time, and I met magnificent people at the event, and it was a hardcore game, and it was just a different culture, right? And it's like it's weird because in North America, the insurance companies control a lot of paintball, so a lot of fields are scared to use like first strike rounds and stuff, and it's you gotta watch certain, which is I mean good. You want everyone to be safe,
Yeah.
and you want everyone you don't want anyone missing any eyeballs and stuff. But then I see game footage in Europe and Germany, and they got real tanks on the field, real tanks on the field, and they've got strippers in the staging area cleaning players off and stuff.
Wow.
Like topless girls and stuff. And I'm like,
My girl would not like that.
well, yeah, but again, it's Europe, and they're a lot more, North Americans are a lot more uptight when it comes to sexuality, right?
Wow.
So you go to Europe, and it's like they're not as afraid of the human body as they are over here, right? So
Yeah.
it's different strokes for different folks, no pun intended. But it's I and again, even Canada is a little different, where some Canadian fields you don't have to, you can wear like airsoft protection on your face. You don't only have to wear the regular paintball gear, where you can't do that in the States. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it depends on where you are. But it all works out. It's all beautiful, and it's all different experiences, and that's what I love, man. It's insane.
Wow. I need to really come out, man, because it's like the East, like don't get me wrong, the East is have one of the great fields over here as well. Nice fields, one of the best fields I've ever played on. But going out the states and different countries, that is a whole different experience.
Yeah, I'm very blessed to be able to
That's
do it.
that's a whole different lifestyle. That's a whole different game changer right there. Like,
Yeah.
me over here, I may be whatever they call me, the wolf of the east or whatever they want to call that. But over there, I feel like it would be a hard challenge for us.
Yeah, it's not. It's. I don't know if it'd be hard. It's just different, and it's like, and again, you don't think of yourself as the wolf of the East. You got this is 2023. You got to think about worldwide, baby. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's like I don't. Someone once said, "Oh, Wolf is a great Canadian player," and I was like, "I'm not a fucking Canadian player. I am Wolf, baby. This is worldwide. I have
worldwide.
people stealing my pictures in Brazil to put them on game photos and posters and stuff, and
Yeah.
people in crazy watchers in South Africa and New Zealand and Britain
Mm,
and Jamaica and Guyana just is bringing me over for a game. And it's like it's the internet. It's worldwide. You can't think of one section, one coast, one city. I mean, I love Canada, don't get me wrong and everything, but I can't limit myself to Canada.
yeah.
Canada's the second biggest continent on the planet,
You can't
and
be
I'm not happy
satisfied.
with that.
Can't be
I need it
satisfied.
all. I
Nah,
can't,
you
you
can't
know
be
what I mean?
satisfied.
Like I went down to Jamaica, and I was Montego Bay, and there was a guy from a paintball field there. Hey, aren't you Wolf? Can you please come by my place and say hi to people and stuff? I had no idea you had a field here. That's blessings right there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's you think bigger, baby. You can profit Wolf. It should be worldwide. All
Oh,
right,
it is worldwide.
Tango is world. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
Tango
worldwide.
TV is worldwide.
Yeah.
Hidden Hedgehog, trust me, the Hidden Hedgehog lives in the UK, and he never thinks of himself as a British player. He doesn't. He's just a player. He's the Hidden Hedgehog of the world,
Mm,
right? So it's like never limit yourself like that, because if you think to yourself, "Oh, I'm this on the East Coast," you're gonna limit yourself subconsciously.
wow.
You need to be able to just know you're Brad Pitt. You know what I mean? Be Denzel. I call myself Wolf because I just wanted to. I didn't say Wolf Critchlow or the Wolf or nothing like that. I just wanted to be like Prince and Madonna and Sting, just be known by one name
Mm,
everywhere, plain and simple. So it's like, don't worry about people thinking you have an ego. Don't worry about you know spreading yourself too thin. This is the internet, and you're instantly all over the world. I mean, like there's videos of me out there on YouTube, on Vine, on Venmo, people stealing my stuff and whatever, and I don't get mad at it because it's still me. You know what I mean? And it's everywhere. So it's like I can't think of myself as just Canadian Wolf, because that would not be doing me justice. If
No.
if that doesn't sound too weird, doesn't sound too bravado.
No, but you know what? It makes a lot of sense, because you should never limit yourself for anything. You should never feel satisfied. And that's something that I always taught myself. I
Yeah.
said, man, I don't want to be satisfied. And I'll never forget, I listened to Shaq. He's on a podcast. And he also was saying that he learned from his stepfather that never be satisfied where you're at. Always get more. Keep going. Learn whatever. Get whatever you can. Shaq is one of the he's what he gotta be a billionaire by now. Like, this dude owns so many companies I never knew.
Yeah.
This man got so many degrees I never knew.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can never satisfy or never limit yourself to anything. You have to keep going.
And at the same time with Shaq, though, like, he could have gotten a Jordan deal.
Yeah.
Done his thing, but he said he wanted to get his shoes more affordable for people.
Yeah.
Right? So he made crazy money on that because he didn't come out with $100 running shoes.
You know what? Now that we're speaking on this topic, no one really knows this, but people that I, associate with myself with. This is crazy. I met Michael Jordan's sister, Dolores Jordan. I met her back in 2016 after my dad passed away. I actually met her and her daughter, which is Michael Jordan's sister. I think second oldest sister. No, first oldest sister I met. And my whole perspective changed when she talked about Jordan, father, and Jordan. Because Michael Jordan loved his dad so much. He always believed that his dad was like a hero and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But behind closed doors, this man was evil.
Really? Eh? Wow. You never know. Yeah.
The things that she told me in the rap session that I was at, because that's what we was calling at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I nearly cried.
Yeah.
And I stopped wearing Jordan shoes for a long time, because I started to kind of see things about that, and I didn't like it. And people that I know Jordan personally, and they all say the same thing. Like, he's very ignorant. He's very to himself. He's very, not a nice guy. And his sister, she just like brought a lot out, and it was like scary.
True.
And from that moment, and just me hearing that story, it made me say, you know what? I don't want to be one of those private failures, but a public successor.
True. It's complicated, right? Because there's so many. One of the things I learned is that, I think it was Denzel Washington that I heard this from, and he said, there's a 70-30 rule, and he goes, you only put yourself out there 30% of the time, and 70% of your life you keep to yourself. And that's one of my things is I never put my personal life out there. Like, I've told you some personal things, but I put enough out there that certain people who act like they say they know me don't really know me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't put out, there's a lot of stuff that I don't put out there about my work, about my life, about anything that people don't know. I just, Andre Critchlow does not have a social media. Just Wolf has social media. You know what I mean? Andre's my real name. So there's no Andre. There's no Andre on LinkedIn and well, I might use Andre, but there's nothing personal about my life on there. You'll only find paintball stuff out there. I mean, I'm sure if you Google hard enough, you might find like some university stuff like that. But I don't talk about my personal life. I don't talk about my ex. I don't use my ex-wife's name, and even though we're get along amazingly now, I don't put personal information out there about my kids. Even though my son, is I let people know my son is on the spectrum because it inspires kids who are on the spectrum to do better, right? So, but at the same time, you know, uh, I hope I don't have any serious ghosts or skeletons in my closet. But again, that's the people, say sometimes you don't want to meet your heroes because you'll find out something you don't like, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, geez, I mean, I've worked in certain industries where I've met a lot of celebrities, and I could tell you some jerks out there and some of the nicest ones out there, because I've seen how they are behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't, I try not to judge them per se from that, because everyone has their issues, everyone has their bad days, everyone has this and that. Again, like I've seen Jordan's stories, and I've seen how close he was to his dad. So if it's his own biography, I'm sure they're not going to put the negative stuff about his dad out there, especially since he got murdered and stuff.
Yeah.
But again, people used to say back in the day how mean Venus and Serena's dad was, right?
Yeah.
And then they came out with a movie about him, and they loved it because it spoke the truth on him. You know what I mean? And that was King Richard, I think it was called. And that was like,
King
yeah.
Richard.
And when I was a kid growing up, I heard, oh, he was evil to them, and he used to make them play in the rain, and he would, you know what I mean? And from what I remember when I was younger, he sounded like an evil jerk to me. Then I saw what he did and how focused he was, and that kind of changed my attitude too, right? So
Yeah.
it's hard to say when it comes to stuff like that, especially when it comes to celebrities, because you never know. None of us are behind those doors, and um, you know, I didn't even know Jordan had a sister, right? So who knows what inner family stuff they had going on,
Oh, he got a lot of
right?
siblings. He got a few. His brother is actually better than him,
No doubt, no
but
doubt.
he just chose a different life and different
Yeah,
route.
yeah. I kind of remember that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So again, it's scary and
Yeah.
it's sad. You can only go. You can only do what you do, and try and live your life and be full, and try not to try and take the positive. Like I said, Bill Cosby, like the Huxtables, the Cosby Show, inspired me to be a good father,
Yeah.
right? So I can't. And he ended up doing some evil shit behind the scenes, so I can't discount what the TV show he made for the evil shit he did in real life. Or can you? Like, where's that limit? Where do you draw that line where
It's hard.
someone make where do you draw that R. Kelly line? You know what I mean? Like, where do you draw that line between the art and real life? You know what I mean? Like,
Man,
it's like I have a hard time listening to R. Kelly songs now because of all that stuff that happened. But
I
you know,
couldn't believe it.
but at the
I
same
couldn't
time,
believe it.
it's like I'm a huge James Brown fan, and then I hear that like he put hands on his wife. So it's like, do I stop liking his music because of what he did? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
everybody's got their thing, man, and it's like it's hard to judge. And like, do I hate everyone who has a bad past and stop? Because we wouldn't have a lot a lot of stuff if we held people accountable like that, right? So I don't know.
Well, the real
It's
question
weird.
is, can we still support them or still be by their side, even though they're going through trial and tribulation?
That's true too. Yeah, right. Is it present day? Is it new stuff? Is it old stuff? Is there a statute of limitations on how long we hold someone accountable or something like that? Or do we let people have second chances? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, there's so much to take into account. It's like, it's difficult. Like, I'm a huge movie buff, right? And it's like you hear certain stars being jerks, like what is Edward Norton, right? One of the
Mm,
greatest actors around ever, like, from Fight Club to American History X.
mm,
And then you hear that he's such a douchebag behind the scenes. Do you still, do you just hate the man and just love his art, or do you know, deny both? Right. So it's like,
yeah.
ugh, I don't. I guess it depends on how heinous the crime is, right?
Yeah.
It's like
I feel like it depends on the crime.
Yeah.
But
So
I know for me hearing Michael Jordan, situation his father,
yeah,
that I couldn't forgive.
yeah,
That was hard because he molested her.
yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
So that kind of messed me up. It was like, dang, you've been doing it for years and you didn't even get a chance to even apologize.
And then you don't hear anything about it in anything. Like it's
No.
kept hush hush for forever. So
And that's because Jordan, decided to not even put it out there, not even
no,
publish it out there. But it
but
was
yeah,
like it's hard. It's hard.
and
It's
again,
hard.
you don't want to ever deny something like that. You don't want to ever not believe someone when they tell you something like that, right? And then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's messed up, right? But again, like how many people call Jordan a jerk for how focused he was in life. And that's like I remember not liking Jordan for a little bit because he wouldn't speak on anything political. Like he wouldn't side with anything. He didn't say anything during the Rodney King beatings. He didn't say anything political. Like he just stuck to the sport. And it's
Mm,
like, but that's why I respect LeBron, because he
yeah.
stands up for stuff, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
and people get mad at me because I stand up for political stuff too. I refuse to just be quiet, and I refuse to shut up and dribble, as they say, right? So I stand up for certain things, because if you don't stand up for shit, you'll fall for anything. So I stand up for black issues. I stand up for gay rights. I stand up for a whole bunch of stuff, and that gets some people upset. But at the same time, I want to be someone that if my daughter saw me talking about something, she'd feel proud no matter what.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? And it's like if she sees something I post, you know, 20 years from now, she'll still feel good about it. And that's important to me. I mean, other than, me posting like hump day videos and big butts on my social media, everything else is pretty it's pretty decent. So I try and stay positive about certain things, and I could go negative, but that only hurts me in the end, right? So
Yeah.
and I'm all about spirituality and meditation, and keeping a clear mind and conscious. And I mean, I have my vices too. I drink too much Red Bull, and I like booty too much. I don't know what to tell you, but it's like other than that, I try and just treat people like I would want to be treated, which is not easy for a lot of people. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's a lot of people who'd like to say that, and they're like, oh, they just don't care about anyone but themselves. So I just want people to feel good and shoot each other with paintballs in the end. That's what
Man.
life is about.
Man. That's deep because a lot of people don't understand that paintball is a life changing moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a moment. It's a life changing overall, like eternity. Paintball is just it's a different society, different background. Like it's so much to it. It's like you can't even put into words anymore. You just got to do it.
Well, it's crazy. Like I lost 60 pounds for paintball. It keeps me in shape because I got to keep chasing after these 20-year-olds who are trying to take out Wolf. Um, I get to travel a lot. I got to experience a lot of cool things. Review a lot of cool equipment. Get sponsored by one of the biggest paintball companies in the world. I've written for magazines. I've done a lot of interviews and shows, and a lot of very cool interviews on my own show I've done. And I just, again, love showing the world what we do, because they don't know. Nobody knows. And the more people I can get to watch, the better. And it's not get to watch me, it's get to watch the game. It's get to
Yeah.
watch paintballs. I like doing like I, I did this interview series on my channel, behind the paintballer studio, where I interviewed some of the biggest names in the game and stuff like that. I was in a suit and tie and everything, and made it all official. And the people who were on the show were very proud to have done it, and they were very thankful. And I like, I want to give these roses while people are still here.
Uh,
And that's something that Nori says on Drink Champs, is to give people their roses and give people their flowers while they're still here. I don't want to wait till after someone passes away and then say how great they were for the game. I want to let them know today that they're great for the game. So I've been doing like on my social media. I'm starting to do it again now. Just starting a new season where I profile specific paintballers on like a minute video on TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. And I'll talk about, your average Joe players, but they've done very cool stuff and they look cool and they've played a lot of games and no one will ever know their names. But I want people to know their names because I think everybody is a star in their own way in this game. And I think everyone should get their flowers now and should feel special even if it's just for a few minutes or 60 seconds. Maybe they can, that could brighten someone's day and inspire them to do something. So I just love, I don't know, I like sharing stuff like that.
That's deep, Wolf. You got a lot of gems, man. You got a lot of gems, dude. Like you share a lot of knowledge, and I want people to understand this because it wasn't easy. Me and you connecting like this. It took a lot of time, but you know what? I was patient, and
thank you.
I waited.
Yes,
because
I appreciate that.
Everything comes in time. It wasn't ready. It wasn't meant for us to get together a few years back.
Yeah.
It was meant for us to continue to keep growing.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward. Keep getting ourselves together up to this moment. And you don't realize it. Well, I'm pretty sure you do, but you changed a lot of people's lives on this podcast.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
A lot of people are looking up to you. They're like, yo, like this guy, Wolf, that Wolf. And that's kind of the reason why I'm glad we went live today, because a lot of people, they have never seen you on live before. Yeah. Some of them just watch YouTube videos, some of them just hear the stories. And for them to like just, view my live, it's like, man, that changed their life. Like somebody hit me up on IG, like, yo, man, like you're so dope to have Wolf on your live.
Blessings, brother. Well, you are dope, man. That. Me or not, you're doing what you're doing, man.
Just hearing that. And I'm gonna continue on, man. Oh, is that the Hitman? Got the Hitman on here.
Oh, dope.
The Hitman.
Yeah, we've gone at it a few times.
Yeah, but it's an honor to have you on here with Paintball, and I know me and you should have feel very soon. I definitely can't wait for that. It's going to be dope. Even if we're going up each other, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
I might chase you down a little bit.
Please do. Please do.
But no, before we wrap this up, I just got two more questions, and also want to share this quote with you.
Okay.
This quote I have says here: "The man that views the world at 40, same way he views the world at 20, has wasted 20 years of his life." Let's speak on this real quick.
I'm telling you, that's deep.
And I'm 25 years old, but for me to read this quote, which I have been reading, because I actually made this quote maybe 2 years, I think a year ago I made this quote. And I'm 25, but I felt like 8 years not was wasted. But if you look on the other side, it was wasted. If you get what I'm saying,
kinda, but not really.
So it's kind of like two to me. It's kind of like two different realms.
Mm-hmm.
The realm I'm in now, everything was meant to happen for a reason.
Yeah.
The other realm is like, no, you wasted 7, 8, 10 years. Like, what the fuck was you doing? So,
but you were living though. Everyone, you were living though. It doesn't matter.
Can you say you was living?
Absolutely, because you're not. You need to be able to do stuff like that to grow. Like you don't want to. I've seen guys who are big time lawyers now and big time physicians and surgeons, and they spent their entire childhood studying.
Yeah.
They spent their entire youth studying and working and studying. And they didn't start living until they were in their, 40s, 50s, got a divorce, went through the midlife crisis, got the sports car, and that's when they started living. And like, bro, when I was 25, I was shit. I was having fun. Like I was even I was in university, but I was DJing, I was spinning, I was used to spin house music and hip hop at clubs. I was living in New York. I was going to Red Zone and Limelight and the Tunnel in New York, the Cave. I was dancing. I was in dance circles, doing housing it up. Um, I was living life. It was crazy. It was awesome. And I mean, I could have done more. Like I'm sure I could have gone to law school. I could have done that. I could have done that. But I look back on it and I was like, I have stories for days from that stuff. Like I used to, I was in Red Zone in New York, this Canadian kid, and semi good DJ, and I was in Red Zone, and someone introduced me to Little Louis Vega at Red Zone in Manhattan, and I got to hang out there and spin a couple records.
Yeah.
And dude, I was like, I seen like RuPaul and his crew come into the club, and I seen like some big names coming to this nightclub and dancing to house music, and Barbara Tucker and what's the Spanish guy's name? I
can't remember. Big names.
Bro, you have no idea. Like I had some very cool experiences, and my hair was blonde, and I was dancing in the clubs and hearing these remixes, and I'd be in, and this crazy. And I don't drink and I don't smoke. All I did was dance. I still don't drink and I don't smoke. But it was. I mean, I could have looked at it like, wow, I wasted my time. I should have been studying harder. I mean, I did pretty good in school. I can't complain. But at the same time, all those little experiences, you need that in your life. You need that. You need to be able to explore like that. And as long as you're not hurting yourself and getting hooked on, some serious drugs or something like that, like you're not really wasting life. You're just experiencing life. You know what I mean? Like it's as long as it doesn't get out of control. If you're out there and having fun and laughing with your friends and hanging out and trying to stop your friend from puking in the car and stuff because he got too drunk, and you know what I mean? Like that's all a part of life. That's what makes you who you are. You know what I mean? And it's like you're not wasting anything. As long as, like I said, as long as you're not hurting yourself and hurting other people, then you're having fun and you're blessed to be able to do so. Like I know dudes who did not have anything and grew up in some hard hood conditions, or grew up in the slums of Jamaica and didn't have anything. You know what I mean? So for me to complain about anything would be ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's just live life, go have fun, sow your oats, just use protection, and just just experience and have fun. Don't take it too seriously, man. You got one life. Go and do as much stuff as you can. I've had some crazy experiences, even some kinky ones. I'm like, bro, I can tell stories for days. It'll be an X-rated show, but at the same time, I've lived. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing I can't sit down in my deathbed and say, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. I said, no, do it today. And my divorce taught me that. Live for today, but plan for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I got my scuba diving license. I went diving off the Great Barrier Reef off Australia. I've sunken ships. I've parachuted out of a plane. I've gone out with 2 women at once. Like I've done a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And I could look at it that way, like, oh, I wasted so much time. No, this is all living, brother. This is all life. We only get one of these. Have as much fun as you possibly can, and don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Don't stress about what anyone else might think. It's like I don't have any messed up bones in my closet or nothing like that. And there's nothing I'd be hugely afraid, embarrassed if something came out. Like I haven't done anything dirty and don't have any cracked needles on me or nothing like that. It's like, but at the same time, I've lived life. And I still am. Don't let the beard fool you. This is just temporary.
Temporary.
It's like, just have fun, brother. It's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely 100% agree with that. I definitely had no regrets at all in my life. I did a lot of partying on the clubs. My last party though, that was my last one for me for sure. Yeah, you know what? It was a crazy night, man. I was with my girl. We went to the club. The it was the 30th. Yeah, December 30th.
Oh wow,
You
okay.
know, man. When I say partying, partying. And I had all these females. I got hair and stuff, so females love it. Females love it, right? Females, they just like, oh man, Like this one chick kept bumping me on purpose. I'm like, yeah, I kind of know what you're doing. Like, I'm not stupid,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
my girl is right here, so
The
I'm not,
flirtation is real.
Yeah, it's
And
very
these girls
real.
today don't care. These girls today don't care.
Man, they don't care a thing. I'm like, dude, my girl's like right here. You're gonna keep bumping me on purpose? It's like, what you want to do? And some of them, they're so ruthless. Like they'll come up to you, and be like, "I'm gonna have a threesome."
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's reckless right there.
Yeah.
But I'm cool. My lady is meant for me. She's the
There you
best
go.
person I've ever had in my life.
There you
She's
go.
somebody that I prayed for, I asked for, and I have her now. So
The right woman will change your life, brother.
I ain't losing that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I respect that. I totally.
Anybody else, I'll take the chance. But
Yeah.
her, no.
Most def. I respect that.
Man, when I say I was partying, like I was partying so bad. One of the captains from another chapter, I think I had called. No, he called me. I said, "Yeah, I'm coming right now, bro. I'll call you back." Yeah. He was like, "Okay, then don't get too drunk. Call me. We get back in the car." Man, I passed out like 3 hours later. And I know I called him. I was like, "Yeah, bro, I'm in the car right now." I started throwing up. He was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Oh, like what the fuck?" My girl was like, "Man, you don't know what happened." Like she had to carry me and everything.
Wow.
She said I fell backwards, and that guy was like, "I'm okay. I'm a wolf. I'll be fine." Like it was all kind of shit I was saying. And then I wake up the next morning, I'm butt ass naked. Like all my clothes was off, and I'm like, "Yo, where's my clothes at?" I'm like, "What the hell just happened?" I thought it was fine. I'm not good now. What happened?
As long as it's not a hotel in Thailand, you're good.
Yeah, I was in my apartment though, so I was on the safe side.
That's funny.
But man, I was like, "Yo, never again." And it's crazy. I came from the hospital today. I'm fine though. I came from the hospital. I had to get checked out and everything. And
yes, sir.
I had little chest problems, and they were saying that when you smoke hookah, it kind of messes with your chest.
Oh
So
yeah.
It's like you're smoking it's like you're smoking like 100,000 pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, it's bad.
So I'm cool. I think I'm falling back.
COPD is real. That's
yeah.
It's even cigarettes, cigars, even vaping is bad for you. Like all that stuff is coming out now.
And I just found that out that hookah was bad. I never knew it was bad.
Yeah.
And the saddest part is
it's huge up here. And Drake made that shit popular again too.
Nah, I'm cool.
I
was never a bigger smoker anyway. Drinking wise, I was fine, but I'm cool off that too. See, I got water.
Yeah, that's good. That's all I drink now, bro.
Oh, you almost done yours.
Yeah, I drink a lot of water. Like, let me tell you something right now, and I'm not a health nut or anything like that, right? But everything you put in your body is going to affect you later. Every gram of sugar, every pop, every Big Mac,
even seasoned
salt is crazy, and it will affect it later. And I know you are young, you're crazy young, and it's like 90% of guys your age don't think about that stuff. But trust me, today I'm very blessed, knock on wood, because I've always been like a little bit somewhat healthy and eaten somewhat healthy and stuff. But I know a lot of guys my age who are not good. You know what I mean? That sugar catches up to you. So sugar is like the worst drug. Caffeine, now the new studies are coming out. Even coffee is so bad for you. It's like the most addictive things. They're giving it to animals and seeing spiders can't even make spider webs anymore. Like it's all that stuff. And I know a ton of the people who used to smoke. They go, oh yeah, I can get hit by a bus tomorrow. And it's like, bro, I've got several friends who are going through the big C, and it's like to go slowly like that, and it's horrible, and it's like
Worse.
not being able to breathe and oxygen and getting a tracheotomy, and they think that stuff is rare, and it's not rare, and it's happening at a
Nah.
crazy rate. So,
Even at a
especially
young
like
age, you can be in your 20s and 30s, and
yeah,
you can die from that
yeah,
early age.
easy, and it's like
Very
just
easy.
take care of your health and take care of your knees.
Yeah.
Stretch. I do hot yoga like every other Wednesday. I used to do it more. I don't do it as much now after COVID, but I used to do yoga. And between that and being flexible for martial arts, I injured my knee back in like 2013 or something like that. Tore my ACL and stuff. And the doctor said, at your age, that you would have needed regular guy would have needed surgery, but because you're already flexible and stuff like that, it'll heal. And when I was panicked because I thought my paintball career was over when I tore my knee.
Mm.
And because when you have a knee injury, everyone's gonna come and tell you their worst case stories. Oh yeah, my knee's never been the same, and I can't bend it like this anymore, and I've never been as. Now I'm 100% back. My
Mm.
knee is completely healed. I'm very blessed, and I still stretch every day. I still, meditate, cross my legs. I have a desk where I stand up. I have a desk where I sit on a bouncy ball, you know what I mean? Like, and it's something you should practice all your life, not just wait till it gets bad, but take care of your body now. And it's like, and I'm very lucky because I'm very weird because I've never even tasted alcohol. I never drank alcohol.
Hey, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
that's a
never
huge
tried it.
blessing.
But again, I told you that like that was my Shaolin martial arts life. Like my dream was to be like a Shaolin monk, but I got a vice for women, so that didn't work out. But yeah, I didn't eat meat for a long time. I didn't, I've never drank, never smoked a cigarette, never smoked weed, nothing like that. And healthy living just works out in the end a lot better. I'm knock on wood so far. I'm scared because I'm at an age where everything is scary now. But I got friends who like have not aged well at all. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Mm.
I know black don't crack, but at the same time, you still gotta, take care of yourself because,
Yeah.
we have, we have bigger chances of hypertension and, high blood pressure and all that fun stuff that comes with being a black person, and a little bit of sickle cell to go with that, right? So you gotta take care of yourself, and the biggest thing is mental health. Take care of your mental health. Get some therapy. Talk to people. We were brought up, be a man, hold it in. You don't gotta cry. Don't cry. You know what I mean? All that stuff. You gotta be able to talk to people, talk
Yeah.
to professionals, talk to your friends. You gotta be able to let it out. Teach my kids the same thing, that they can, come to me with anything. I'm not gonna judge them no matter how bad it is, and talk to them regularly. You know what I mean? And it's like they've got this old school Andrew Tate bullshit going on nowadays and all that stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
bruh, there's a difference. There's a difference between being a gentleman and a simp, and a lot of kids aren't being taught that nowadays. There's a difference. You can't. There's a difference between being gentleman and being a toxic male and all that stuff. And it's like a lot of kids don't know that. So it's because a lot of dads aren't teaching them, and kids are watching it on social media and stuff. And it's like,
Yeah.
get your mind right, express yourself, let that out, get in touch with your feminine side. Don't be afraid of stuff, and don't be a bully and all that fun stuff, man. And again, stuff I wouldn't have known 20 years ago, but stuff I know now is crazy, right? So that's what you were saying. But again, if I could go back to my 20-year-old self, I wouldn't tell him a thing. Everything I went through happened for a reason. If I told my 20-year-old self, hey, don't do this because your wife might take off on you, then Wolf would not exist. Right? So what do? You let it happen. Let the balls fall. Unless it's like something really crazy that happens in your life and
Yeah,
destroys your life. Just take it as it is and just keep moving, brother.
that's real. I don't know if anyone. Well, so y'all listen to this, but that's real. That's deep. And for you to be called Wolf Paintball all over, yeah, you were meant to be that person. You were meant
Blessings,
to be
brother.
that person.
Appreciate that.
My
But
second question.
please do.
Only the broken people can be great leaders. I actually got that from Black Panther, by the way. But the reason why I say that, and this is when I go in kind of deep into this topic or into this question, you know, and it starts with the household. It starts with and how your father, but you said your father wasn't there, correct?
Yeah, pretty much took off when I was 5.
Okay. And, my father, he passed when I was 19. And so when I look at the Black Panther movie,
Mm,
I think about the pain
mm.
that the king passed down to his son.
I cried at that movie, bro.
Oh man, I cried
Oh,
a million
I
times.
can imagine.
And it's sad because as a man, you're taught to do three things: be a priest, a provider, and a protector. Not saying that the king wasn't those three, but I do feel he left one thing out. And it wasn't that he wasn't a protector, because he was a protector to his people,
Hmm.
but something tell me he didn't protect something else. And it kind of affected me because he killed his brother, correct?
Mm. Okay.
But he also knew that he had a son. Now, as a king, you do what you do and you leave behind it. And so you go on and you live for your people. You do what you do. How can you live with that? Knowing that that failure is on you. That sooner or later it's going to come back to you. May not to you, but to your son. So when you go, it will pass down to your son.
Hmm.
So by the King Chadwick, going through, rest in peace of him, going through that 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 battle that he had to fight, his own battle,
Hmm.
because that got passed on to him. And it affected me so much because fathers should always lead by example. They should always do the right thing. They should always try to strive to help their sons be the best version of them. Don't just look at it like, oh man, like this pain that I have is going to come down to you as well. No, look at it like, man, I have to destroy this pain before my son gets it. Because if he gets it, I don't think he can handle it. And if he can handle it, he's the better version than I ever was.
You answered your own question.
But then
You
look at
answered
it from
you
this
answered
point of
your own
view.
question because
Yeah,
okay, first of all, don't get the movie confused with the comics. The comics are way deep.
yeah.
Um, if he did everything for T'Challa, then T'Challa would never have to really fight. He would never have a
Mm.
challenge like that to make him a stronger king.
Mm.
He needed that. He needed that, and it almost killed him. But again, that's what made him, the Black Panther. Is that I mean, yeah, he was strong enough to beat M'Baku in the little fight in the fight and stuff for the crown and everything like that. But he needed something to truly make him king that would
Mm.
put him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and again, I think his father would be more actual evil if he killed his brother and his brother's son.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like that'd be a whole different type of evil if he killed the child too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the brother, like, went against what the country was and who and everything like that, and he was going to give away secrets, and he had to do what he had to do. The brother was not going to go away quietly,
Right.
right? So for him to do that, and to have to fight Killmonger is what made him who he is.
So do you feel like if he would have took his son with him and kept the lies to himself, do you think Killmonger would have been the person he was?
What, you think that he should have taken his brother? He should have taken his brother's son with him. He should
Yeah.
have killed the dad and then taken the son.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have worked either, because he's gonna find out. Like, there's no, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
It's not like, yeah, they're both smart. They're both incredibly intelligent, and
But it makes you
would have been
wonder,
it would have been even worse of a deceit to
Yeah.
bring up your nephew after killing your brother.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So he left him in America, and he came with his own purpose, and it's I don't know, it's messed up, but again, it's part of what created that character.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It made him stronger. And again, in the comic books, this is why I get in big fights about this. One of my good friends his name is Ken Lashley. He's one of the artists for Black Panther and for DC and for Marvel, I should say. He's one of the best comic drawers out there. Ken Lashley, look him up. Very cool guy. And we, get into this argument with a lot of. I haven't talked to him about this because he's very close to Wakanda Forever, and I was not a fan of Wakanda Forever because I think that they need to recast T'Challa, because T'Challa has so much more he has to do. You can't make his sister T'Challa overnight like that. Like, it's ridiculous that Shuri would become the Black Panther because she didn't do any of the tasks. I mean, in the comics, she did do it. She became Black Panther for a little amount of time. But people don't know that Black Panther is like, T'Challa is a huge character. He's like, he becomes the leader of the Avengers. He takes over a whole bunch of stuff. He cures cancer for the planet. Like, he does a ridiculous amount of stuff. Marries Storm from the X-Men. They have a kid. Like, it's crazy how much T'Challa does in the comic books for them to replace our biggest Black superhero role model in history is insane to me. But that's a whole different conversation.
But you
But
know
again,
that he has a son.
yeah, it's not the story's not supposed to go like that.
True.
T'Challa himself
Yeah.
need to be recasted, because he has a lot more background story that they need to go through. And yes, no one loved Chadwick more than me. I get the burial thing, I get all that and stuff, but they need to bring a new T'Challa because they need to continue T'Challa's story. Black Panther cannot be Shuri yet. She's not ready. Plain and simple. And it's not. We need that male figure. We need that Black male figurehead in comics because we've never had that. Plain and simple. Like, I cried tears because I grew up in the 80s buying these comic books and reading all these stuff and never seeing anybody look like me be a hero. We were never the heroes.
Yeah.
We're always the bad guys or the sidekicks or the funny people. You know what I mean? The typical hood guys in the movie. And then now you see T'Challa, and you see at the end of the movie, and he's at that basketball court, and the ship uncloaks itself, and the little kids say, "Is that who's that? That's cool." And he goes, "Is that yours?" And you know what I mean? And that pride. Oh my gosh, I'm almost welling up with tears now when I think about it.
Yeah.
Like, that was huge. So to be able to, and I get the tragedy of losing Chad, and it's horrific. But yeah, I already know who I want as a new T'Challa Black Panther actor wise, but they need to fix that ASAP. But
I agree.
I
agree 100%.
Yeah, they need to replace T'Challa, because look at how many times they recasted Peter Parker. Look how many times they recasted Clark Kent, Bruce Banner. All these guys, all the white actors who play superheroes have been recasted multiple times. Now all of a sudden they can't recast anybody else. They got to close the door and put a female in its place. Like, that's insane, bro. That's crazy. And
Yeah.
yes, I get it. There's respect for Chad, and yes, I think that's nice. But next movie, uh, they need to recast T'Challa, and I think they should put in Denzel Washington's son. Do you know who that is?
I heard of him. I
The
heard
guy
of
from
him.
Ted. Have you seen Tenant?
I did.
That's his son. That's Denzel's son.
You know what? I figured it was his son
Yeah, that's his
because the
son.
way he act toward. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That
he
makes a
was
lot
also
of
in the
sense.
TV show Ballers, and he was in a few other things.
Okay.
And he's really good actor. So I think he would make a perfect T'Challa.
Wow.
Yeah, but you're getting me deep in a whole different issue. Well, yeah, that's why I think that the Killmonger scenario was good because it put him through the challenge. It put him through the real thing, and it made him ready for the Avengers to fight Thanos because it made him, you know, hardcore king. Like he had to, he almost lost it all and he got it all back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Wow, this
But
podcast has been going on for 2 hours.
how long is your podcast normally?
I usually have like an hour and 30, hour 45, but 2 hours. Well, this is actually the second longest. Me, Tango, Viper, and my guy, Black Guy, we did out one for 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Nice. Well, I
But
won't keep you that long, brother. But yeah, I think I I took Tango past his limit on his show too.
but no, just one more question, Wolf Paintball, and this
Please
question
do.
is just for you only.
Yeah, man.
What encouragement could you give to someone who is watching this podcast, who looks up to you, who inspires you, who needs some type of words from you themselves that will lift them up, that will make them the character that they're supposed to be, but that will give them the strength to do all the things in life on and off the field.
Jesus, no pressure. Good Lord.
No pressure.
No matter how painful it feels, keep being you. Keep pushing, keep striving, and keep remembering that you don't have any competition. The only competition you have is the person who you look at in the mirror. And you need to be better than him every day you live. So when people look at you, people are going to think you're crazy because you're going to devote yourself to a sport that nobody cares about. You're going to devote yourself to a game that people think is for children. You're going to put your passion into something that probably won't pay off monetarily in the end. And people are going to think you're being silly and wasting your time and you're being a child. And you need to tell them, you need to not tell them a thing, and you need to have pride in what you do. You need to do it honorably, and you need to enjoy it. And remember how much you love this game of paintball and keep putting your life into it. And don't do it to the point where you neglect things you need to do. You know what? You don't want to lose your job. You don't want to lose your mortgage. You don't want to, you want to keep working. You want to keep doing your day-to-day thing. But at the same time, if it's something you really are passionate about, then you're never wasting your time. If it's something you love, you're never wasting other people's time, and you're never losing something because you're creating it and it's going to be there forever. If something happens to me, Lord forbid, my paintball videos will be up there for forever, unless even if something happens to YouTube, there's still going to be different places where you're going to see Wolf having fun, yelling "hoo-ya" and shooting his friends on the paintball field. And, it sounds weird to say it's my legacy, but I guess it is in a way. And at the same time, it's, you don't have to do what I do what you do, and just do it the best. Be a hitman, be a Tango, be a Prophet Wolf, be you in your best form, and just keep doing it better the next day and the next day. If you don't keep improving on what you do. Don't fall into boredom. Don't fall into get burnt out. It's okay to take a break once in a while. It's okay to fuck up. My original videos were made when videos only came in boxes, in square boxes. There's no such thing as widescreen. and they were like 240p. And I did videos before there were helmet cameras. I did videos before there were GoPros. I had a VHS camera on the field, and I still have some on VHS tapes, 8mm tapes, filming paintball. And I took my camera on the paintball field, and dudes would say, "What? You're stupid, man. Why would you film this? Nobody wants to watch this. No one wants to watch paintball. What are you filming this for?" And I go, "Because I want to capture these moments. And look at me now." So it's like, no matter how, if you get haters, they don't matter. If you family doesn't understand what you're doing, it doesn't matter. If it makes you feel good, keep doing it to your fullest ability, and people will appreciate it, and they will appreciate you for what you do because you're loyal to what you do. And you can't fake passion. There's people who have tried to come in this game, and there's people who wanted to get in this and make videos. They wanted to be famous, and they wanted to be popular. They wanted to get free shit, but people can read through that. People can see through that. If you're passionate about this, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. I watch Hitman videos, and I watched when he was barely getting any views, and he's slowly building up, and he's still doing it because he loves what he does. And I feel that passion, and that inspires me in the end. I don't want to slow down because I don't want him to get better than me. I do, but I don't. I want all you guys to do better than me, if that makes any sense. I want to see Tango surpass me. I want to see Prophet Wolf do better than me. I want to see posters of Prophet Wolf on paintball fields. I want to see Hitman come out with his own paintball marker. All right. I want to see Tango create his own paintball field and create his own series. I want to see you guys do better than I did, because you have so much more to go. And it's the big game's only getting cooler and more fun and everything else. So just keep doing what you're doing. Stay the course. Stay true to yourself and stay true to the game, and just have fun. And if you don't have fun, leave. Take a break. Take a year off. Take a couple years off. The game's not going anywhere. You can come back and take it right back up, and no one's not going to say anything about it. It's all good, baby. Live your life.
Oh, I love that. That one, I almost cried. But no, Wolf Paintball, man, it was an honor to have you on my podcast. Also want to connect with you. I talked to someone yesterday. I'm working with a corporation right now in Chester. A man by the name John Leonard. He was a former mayor of Chester a few years back.
Okay.
And I spoke to his daughter. I'm actually working on their clothing line right now for their company.
Crazy.
And I told them about you, so they want to actually connect with you, me, you, and them connect together to maybe possibility do something in the future.
Let's talk it out, bro. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, so I'm getting contact with her sometime Saturday and Monday.
Okay.
Because I have sent her my invoice anyway of everything that I have for them, and I'll go ahead and I'll contact you and let them know we can set a meeting, whatever. And we can go from there.
Hey, let's see what we can do, brother. It's all good.
Also, I'm gonna sing some merch, as you can see. Got my Prophet Wolf right here.
Love it, love it, love it.
So I'm gonna sing you some merch, man. I'm gonna make sure I get your information from Instagram.
Most definitely.
And we can go from there. I'm gonna send you everything that I have from my own clothing line to you. You don't gotta pay me nothing. It's just on me.
I'm honored, brother. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Other than that, everybody, man, it was great having everybody on my podcast. Don't remember, there is also events coming up in May. So sign up now for the 0 hours called 0 hour event.
Yeah.
I will be there in May. Hopefully we'll get there also in May if he can make it. Shout out to all my paintballers all over the world, MagFed players, speedball players. Shout out to everybody. Guys are dope, guys are cool. I can't wait to get back on the field again with you guys. Other than that, everybody, you have a great night. Happy New Year. Wolf, Happy New Year.
Here, bro.
And we'll be talking soon, man.
Oh, and hit that subscribe button.
Subscribe
to the channel.
Yeah, hit the subscribe button, everybody. Hit that subscribe button.
Share this man's content. Follow his Instagram and other accounts, and support this brother. support this MagFed paintballer, and because we all have to support each other. So the more we bless up each other, the better things go for everybody. And he's doing some good stuff. Keep an eye
Oh,
out for it.
Wolf, I'm gonna
But
send
I'm
you
gonna
my
get you in the field, though.
I'm gonna send you my TikTok. I'm gonna see
Please
my
do.
TikTok because right now I'm doing a picture and video and everything of me and you. So I want you to see it for yourself.
Okay.
So I'm gonna post it sometime tomorrow or Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna see my TikTok. You got my Twitch and everything. What time is it? I might get in the game for a little bit, maybe. Yeah, I can get in the game for a little bit, maybe.
Oh, you're killing me.
Warzone 2,
I gotta get some guns and DMZ, man. It's game's so damn hard.
Warzone 2, man. We gotta get on it together. We gotta get this game rolling.
That'd be crazy.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Other than that, everybody, y'all have a great night, man. See you guys. The Prophet Wolf from Mercer K is out.